Oi, oi, if you're looking at getting the Milwaukee M18 compressor, hopefully this video will help you in making that decision. We're going to be putting it through the test. We've got impact wrenches, we have framing nailers, we have coil guns, we have air guns, and we're also going to be doing a tyre pump up test while doing two tyres at the same time. So let's jump into it, guys. So I'm going to leave the specs on the screen for you guys rather than running through it and taking up more of your time. But if you want to check out more, definitely head over to Milwaukee's website. I will though show you the difference in noise level. So the Milwaukee runs at about 68 decibels, which is fantastic. And I'm going to compare it to this Lincoln 240 volt compressor. So we're going to start off with the inflation of the tyres. This is Cam's Pajero Sport from Can't Fault at 4x4. Make sure to check him out. So we're going to be using the Indeflate inflation deflation system. This allows me to do both tyres at the same time. Just with the flick of the switch, this allows the air to go through. So I've now got both tyres just under 14 PSI. This one is 14 and this one is 13.5, as you can see. So we're going to start off with a 5 amp hour battery. I've got a 12 amp hour battery charging at the moment. You can see this one is fully charged and ready to go. So I've sped this up and this is inflating two tyres at the same time. Let's see what time we get. That was just under 5 or around the 5 and we're up to 40 PSI. But we have used half a battery. Barely 1 bar, she's feeling warm. So round 2, this is a 12 amp hour, freshly charged. Haven't used this one yet, literally picked it up this morning. Fits in there nicely. Look around 15. We are now 39 and 39. That was about 4:45. 4:45 and battery 1 bar. Sweet. Around 30, 39 and a half. So next up we're just going to be using the impact wrench. We've got the 12 amp hour battery. She's all charged up, fully charged. Just going to do a few rounds with the tyre. We're going to see how it goes because the impact wrenches use a lot of air. So at the moment there's nothing in the tank. It's fully on 0. Alright, tank pressure sitting at, what do we add, 130, a bit over 130 PSI. Nice and easy. So she's already going. What I might do is take 1 or 2 of these off and I'll show you how much of a drop in pressure there is. So here goes 1. So you're dropping a roughly 10 PSI every time. So from that act, we dropped 1 bar. I don't know if you can see. Dropped 1 bar just from doing that one tyre. Didn't actually do it up with it, obviously. You don't want to be doing your tyre nuts up with the impact wrench, but I took them all the way off and put them most of the way on. So just to give you an idea, I figured I'd throw this battery on. This is a 3 amp hour, but fully charged. We'll see how quick we can suck the juice out. Fully empty. So that's a 3 amp hour battery fully dead after 4.5 minutes of constant use with the impact wrench. So next up, we're going to be using the Pasload nailer, framing nailer, and also the Bostish coil nailer. I'm going to throw in a whole pile of nails into this timber. All we're going to see is how much we can get out of these guns before the Milwaukee compressor has to refuel, before it has to bring in more air. All right, so we are sitting at 130 psi. As you can see, there's enough pressure for it to punch through easily. So what I found with the finishing nailer is it took about 5 seconds for the compressor to replenish the amount used per shot. So if you wait 5 seconds in between shots, you'll be able to do continuous shots. So next up, we're going to be using the coil gun. The main reason we're going to be using this is for the quicker fire rate. We're going to see how quick it drains the tank once again, because once the tank is done, unless the compressor can keep up with your fire rate, it's really not going to be that good for that sort of work. So we'll pump a whole pile of nails into here. It's just MDF, nothing special. Let's see how it goes. All right, so we're going to use the 3 amper. The 12 is on charge. This is fully charged. Alright, so let's go. So that's the results. We're looking at about 20 shots before they start to not fully go in. So that's consecutively. That's pretty good. I actually am quite impressed. You'll then have to wait roughly 30 seconds to a minute to get that same sort of output. But that's if you're going hard. So keep that in mind, guys. All right, last but not least is just a simple air gun. Fair few people have asked me about it just for cleaning certain things, especially with HVAC and a few other applications. So it's sitting at 130 psi. I'm only putting out about 50, and I'm just going to clean out my drop saw. So you can sort of see if you're running it continuously, you are going to struggle. Right, round 2, I've thrown it down to 30 psi output. So it's not really a lot. Gets the job done. She drops pretty quick. So if you're really looking for that high pressure, we'll go up to, let's go 70. So that's it for the air gun. It definitely runs it down pretty quick. All right, so conclusions. What do you guys think? Is this something you could utilize in your day-to-day work, maybe around the house? For myself, I am mainly going to be using this for a lot of brad nailing. I do a lot of timber work around the house, just furniture, putting trim onto walls, and I have used this for putting trim on the walls. I did it last week. Fantastic for that. Had no problems, and how quiet it is just amazing. I actually used it while I had my daughter was asleep upstairs. So absolutely fantastic in that aspect. So I would absolutely love to hear from everyone that's already utilizing the compressor. I've talked to quite a few people online, including people that are actually doing framing. So they are using the framing guns. I've talked to a couple of mechanics, people that are just utilizing it for around the house, whether it's doing the brad nailer or it's throwing it onto the car so you can pump up tires, all that sort of stuff. So I definitely do recommend, if you're heading towards the Milwaukee compressor, definitely start looking at the M12 batteries. You're going to utilize this for sure. With the 5er, I did a whole pile of brad nailing last week and I went through quite a few. I didn't have this one at the time. I did have an 8, but even then I smashed through the 8. Well, that's it from me, guys, and I hope this video has helped you in whether or not you should be choosing the Milwaukee M18 compressor. If you are using it already, let me know what you're using it for. I'd love to hear how it's going, and if you're going to choose it, let me know, and if you're not, definitely hit me up with why you're not going to jump on that. But until next time, guys, stay addicted to tools.